Next up, we have Molly Ashur, and she's from the College of Earth, Ocean, and Environment. Molly, the time is yours.
Close your eyes and picture a coral reef. I imagine you're thinking of fish and turtles and sharks, but it is the corals themselves that are the true architects of the reef. Every summer, on the full moon of the hottest month of the year, most reef-building corals release their eggs and sperm into the water column in a spectacular mass spawning event. The fertilized eggs drift to the open ocean before returning to the reef to settle on the bottom. These larvae are only about the size of a freckle. No eyes, ears, nose, or fins, yet miraculously, many of them are able to successfully return to the reef. However, the oceans are changing drastically. You've all heard about climate change. Well, excess CO2 in the atmosphere can be incorporated into the ocean, changing the chemistry and altering the neural development of marine animals. For example, juvenile reef fish, after exposure to high CO2, can no longer tell the difference between the smell of the open ocean to the smell of the reef. However, we know very little about the impacts on the sensory systems of corals. Therefore, my research analyzes the sensory preferences or smelling ability of coral larvae after exposure to high CO2. If the larvae can no longer find their way back to the reef, the very foundation of the reef ecosystem begins to fail. So close your eyes again and picture a future reef. Not as pretty of a picture, right? Understanding the behavior of coral larvae after exposure to high CO2 and incorporating this into management practices can help us to ensure the future of coral reefs. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Molly.